What's happening around the world and what's happening here at home? A very good afternoon to you. This is Lunchtime News and I'm Sandhu Ferdinando. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Deputy Minister of Power and Energy says that after 3 proposed power plants are constructed, Sri Lanka will not construct any more coal plants. 10,500 dengue patients reported in the past 2 months. Dengue claims 12 lives during that period. Trinity College Candice signed an agreement with the Education Ministry to admit the Kulyapita child who had been denied entry to schools. World Health Organization says sexual contact can also pass on the Zika virus. Starting off with your local news, Ajit P. Pereira, the Deputy Minister of Power and Renewable Energy, speaking at a conference in Colombo, commented on the construction of the coal power plants. We'll continue with that story later on, but moving on to more local news, hydroelectricity generation has dropped to 25% from the total electricity generation due to the prevalent dry weather. Chairman of the Ceylon Electricity Board, Andra Vijaypala, speaking to Newsfirst, said that this situation has arisen as the water levels at reservoirs surrounding hydropower plants are at a low. He added that the water at the reservoirs is being used for drinking purposes and cultivations. Chairman of the Ceylon Electricity Board, Anura Vijaypala, said that 75% of the daily electricity requirement is provided through coal and crude oil power plants. He added that 780 megawatt of electricity is added to the national grid from the Norochalle power plant. It has been reported that the water capacity at Mahaveli reservoirs have reduced drastically. Mahaveli authority says that the water level of the Kotmale reservoir had reduced to 32%, while the water level of the Victoria Dam had reduced to 56%. Furthermore, the water levels of the Castle-Ree, Mausakale and Samanal reservoirs had also reduced drastically. Going back to our top story now, Ajit P. Pereira, the Deputy Minister of Power and Renewable Energy, speaking at a conference in Colombo, commented on the construction of coal power plants.
The conference was aimed at raising awareness amongst the companies that provide solar energy services. Subject Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya was also present at the event. Generating electricity in Sri Lanka brings a lot of challenges. We will expedite the process of constructing coal power plants. This is not an environmentally friendly move. The Sampur coal power plant will generate 500 megawatt and so will the Trincomalee 1 and 2 power plants. We will generate an additional 1,200 megawatts. The government is of the stance to not create any other coal power plants in the country after the construction of these 3 power plants. Tax is 95% of the government's income. The more we develop, the tax percentage will also increase. We need to think twice on the reduction of direct taxes. The amount of direct tax in the country is not enough. There needs to be 1 million to 1.2 million such direct taxpayers in the country. However, we have only 300,000 persons. Concessions have also been provided. Providing more concessions means there will be a serious issue to society as a whole.
The Agricultural Committee meeting of the Mathura district took place at the district secretariat under the auspices of parliamentarian Buddhika Patirana. At the meeting, the MP commented on the absence of a certified price for paddy and mill owners purchasing paddy for lower rates. The certified price should be 38 rupees per kilogram of paddy. However, the mill owners purchase a kilogram of paddy for 22 rupees. That is a great disaster for the farmers. What is most disappointing is that the money that they spend for farming cannot be covered under this situation. Private mills are posing a greater threat to the paddy industry. There need to be a national level intervention to this matter. Western Provincial Councillor Susil Kindel Pite, speaking at the council yesterday, commented on criminal activity in the country.
We are aware that criminals have returned to the open. If there are new criminals, that means the ruffians have expanded their reach. Some of the criminals that were with the political authority and fled the nation have returned to play their old games. Who is supporting them? Who is calling them back to the country and assures them security? I will not mention names, but we are aware that without the support of certain persons, they cannot survive.
The leader of the Janasatha Peramuna, Venerable Batharamulle Seelaratana Thero, convened a media briefing yesterday.
President Maithripala Sirisena instructed the three armed forces, the police, to crack down on criminal activity without considering anyone's position and status. He called for criminals to be taken before the law. We need to be thankful to the President, and I must mention that please do not limit this to mere words.
The Ministry of Health reveals that over 10,500 dengue patients have been reported during the past 2 months.
Director of the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Pabba Palyavardhana, said that 12 patients had died during the past 2 months owing to the dengue fever. She added that a dengue prevention week will once again commence on the 29th of this month.
Trinity College, Kandy, has signed an agreement with the Education Ministry to admit the Kulyapitiya child who had been denied entry to schools in the area over a false rumour. The agreement was inked by Minister of Education Akila Viraj Karivasam and Principal of Trinity College, Kandy, Andrew Fowler-Watt. According to the agreement, the child would be admitted to Trinity College, Kandy after seeking the child and the mother's consent, and the school is to provide all facilities to ensure the education of the child. The Ministry of Education agreed to make arrangements so that the child's mother can move to Kandy and fund all other facilities that would be provided. The 6-year-old boy was deprived of his right to education following a rumor which claimed to say that his parents were infected with HIV. Due to this rumor, parents in the school in Kulyapitiya began to withdraw their children from the school, and this resulted in this child from losing his right to education. The story made international headlines after the child's mother commenced a fast next to the entrance to the Kulyapitiya Education Office, demanding that her child be granted admission to a school. The Human Rights Commission too commenced an investigation on this matter, and the child's mother also filed a petition with the Supreme Court. However, as there was no solution to this issue, the President had to intervene in order for the Education Ministry to draw its attention towards the matter. News. The third Law Enforcement Joint Management Group Conference on People Smuggling was held in Colombo yesterday.
The three-day conference, which is organised by the Sri Lanka Police and the Australian Federal Police, was graced by Minister of Law and Order Sagala Ratnayaka.
Human smuggling has evolved over the times. Many centuries ago, it would have been human trafficking, exploitation. Now, more and more trafficking is going out and it's becoming human smuggling. Many countries didn't have the laws to fight this. A country like Sri Lanka will also have to look at their laws, not just in relation to human smuggling, but in terms of modern policing. And we have a very old police act. We have some very old legislation. So much so, I think the police had a difficult time even spot finding somebody for speeding, because with crimes also becoming modernized, technologically advanced, human smuggling can be used for bigger things, drugs, terrorism, various things. So we all need to be aware of it.
As you know, we encounter complex challenges caused by organized criminal syndicates and individual criminal elements. Current transnational crime trends such as human smuggling, trafficking, exploiting of men, women and children are very likely to bring about adverse social and economic impact in the region. Countries attending this forum should be very much mindful of repercussions and of the impact that would be brought about on their countries due to activities of such syndicates and elements.
Australia and Sri Lanka have been working together for a number of years to combat people smuggling. We work together to detect, deter and disrupt people smuggling operations, and the work of the Sri Lankan government, especially the Sri Lankan police, but other agencies represented here, including the Attorney General's Department, have been critical to that endeavour. Our combined efforts have produced excellent results. Since Operation Sovereign Borders commenced in 2013, every single people smuggling boat from Sri Lanka that has attempted to come to Australia has failed. Every single boat has failed.
Today is day 15 of the Newsfirst Gammatha door-to-door campaign, Sri Lanka's largest national public service initiative. Our teams touring the rural Sri Lanka witnessed and experienced first-hand problems plaguing some of the most vulnerable sections of the populace. The initiative is supported by the University of Peradeniya, is taking place in the Matale, Galle and Vavuniya districts.
Gammatha door-to-door, a national public service initiative.
The first program of the Newsfirst Gammatha door-to-door campaign commenced from the Moragoda Mukalana Sri Sugata Abhinavarama in Sigiriya this morning. The chief prelate of the Moragoda Mukalana Sri Sugata Abhinavarama evoked blessings for the success of the program. Senior lecturer of the University of Peradeniya, Dr. Thilak Vijay Thungabandara and Dr. Nilmini Vanigasuda were among those present for the campaign. Assistant Superintendent of Police for Sigiriya, Gamini Miga Kumbura, was also present for the Newsfirst Gammatha door-to-door campaign. The Newsfirst Gammatha door-to-door program based in the northern province commenced from the Omate area in Vavuniya. One of the main concerns in the area was that the R. Munganthan paddy storage in Pudakkulam not being made use of. One sub-team moved the Sema Madhu area in Vavuniya, and the locals said they face a plethora of issues surrounding the dilapidated road system and improper resettlement.
A village called Vinayahapuram in Vavuniya. This house belongs to Param Sodhi, and he lives with his wife and his 12-year-old. Well, I tried staying here for 5 minutes under this roof, but the scorching heat would not allow me to stay inside. So I cannot imagine the lives that they've been living on a day-to-day basis under this very roof. Well, this is what the Gammatha initiative does. It goes door-to-door, touching lives, in order to help bring out the real problems faced by our fellow Sri Lankans. That's exactly what we are doing right now. I'm bringing you this story from Vavuniya, where people are faced with many challenges on a day-to-day basis.
The Newsfirst Gammatha door-to-door campaign that is touring the southern province today commenced the program from the Mapalagama Shailatarama Vihara in Galle. One team visited the Malamura area and noted down the issues that the locals face. The other team set off towards the Gonagoda area in Nagoda and inquired into the issues faced by the locals.
Gammatha door-to-door, a national public service initiative. Gammatha door-to-door, a national public service initiative.
Unparalleled island-wide campaign, Gammatha door-to-door. Newsfirst, Sri Lanka's largest and most influential news provider, together with the University of Peradeniya, takes the unprecedented step. Walking from home to home, asking people this one simple question: what would make your life better? From the 24th of February to the 18th of March, covering all 25 districts, ensuring the very last home in each village is covered. A revolutionary campaign with one aim, giving a voice to the voiceless.
Starting off with the sports news, the left-hand batsman Tilna Kandambi announced his retirement from all formats of cricket. He made the announcement at a press conference held at the SSC yesterday. Now, speaking at the press conference, Kandambi said that he is willing to work for the Sri Lanka cricket in the future if SLC makes a request. Kandambi is a specialist middle-order batsman and was marked out as a talent early, playing for the Sri Lanka under-19 from 1998 to 2001. He has also played 10 first-class games for Sri Lanka A cricket team. Kandambi made his one-day international debut batting at number 6 against Zimbabwe in 2004. He was recalled for the Sri Lanka team for the series against England that got underway at the R. Premadasa Stadium in 2014 after a 3-year break. In more sports news, the Sri Lanka women's cricket team that will be competing at the 2016 ICC Women's World 2020 left for India. India will be hosting the men's and women's 2016 ICC World 2020 tournaments. The Sri Lanka women's team left the island last evening. The squad comprises of 15 players and also comprises of another 5 additional players on the standby option. Shashikala Sirivardhana will captain the team and Shamaria Tapattu will serve as her deputy. With that, wrap up news for this hour. Do join us again next hour for more news.